Alright, so welcome to the Ultimate Career Planning series. So thus far in this series, you would have seen me speak about how do you identify your self-starter potential. That was the part one of the series, where there are multiple videos under that. And in the part two of the series, which this video is also part of, you saw me speak about developing a plan to further your career. Under this, I spoke about evaluating your current career. How do you pinpoint your strengths? How do you identify and address your weaknesses? And how do you establish a vision to further your career? So that's what we have seen thus far. And in this video, you're going to be seeing me talk about setting career goals to fulfill your vision. So now that you have a vision, how do you set career goals so that you can fulfill them? Stay tuned. All right, so when it comes to setting your goals to fulfill your vision, there can be two kinds of goals that you can always set. One is the long term goal, another one is the short term goal. So in an ideal way, if you want to set goals, you should have a long term goal, and you should have short term goals so that you can reach to that long term goal, so that you can really stay focused for a longer duration rather than a shorter duration of time. And why is that important? Because of the compound effect that starts kicking in once you add time to the equation. All right, so with that, the context I want to set here before I go on with this content is you may not be able to actually plan 15 or 20 years into the future, because more so because of the kind of technological advancements every year, every couple of years that we are witnessing. It might be very difficult to really say that this is exactly what I want to do 15, 20 years from now. But at least definitely 2 or 1 year vision everyone should have. All right, so you can definitely have a vision where you can look at what are the trends that are there, what are your interests, your values, strengths, weaknesses, and according to that, how you can align and create goals so that you can reach to those vision and goals that you have. Right, so the context is you can definitely plan, and you should be able to reach those 1 year, 2 year targets much easier. So now, that being the context, so let's see what's coming under this. So this is about, as I said, setting career goals to fulfill your vision. All right, so the first thing in order to fulfill your vision is to create an action plan. And why do you need an action plan? A plan is something which gives you direction towards where you have to go. It will also tell you what not to do. It also eliminates distraction so that you only focus on this specific thing. And it's about setting those goals. It's about knowing what is it that you want long term and also in the short term, so that you can align yourself to hit those long term goals. The second thing here is creating objectives that you must meet. So it's like you're going on a journey, and every now and then you see a milestone which says you have already covered this much distance and you have to cover X kilometers to reach your destination. So creating objectives that you must meet will give you those checkpoints to know if you have to speed up, if you are going too fast, if you need to slow down, maybe to enjoy the journey a little bit more. All those decisions you can make once you have those objectives. All right. And the third one is it's easier to manage and split activities into manageable chunks. So when you have this action plan, it's about creating those manageable chunks and not just being overwhelmed by the kind of goals that you have set, but looking at every day what is it that you have to do. All right. So that's what it is about. And the best way to do it is set a goal, maybe a couple of years or 1 year into the future. Just reverse engineer from that point and see what are the things exactly that you need to plan quarter after quarter, month after month, week after week, day after day. If you want to go further, maybe hour after hour. All right, because the culmination of each hour, that the kind of actions that you are going to take is ultimately going to get you to that goal. So with that, the fourth thing is establish short-term goals from the long-term goal and objectives. As I just said, it's easier to break down and it's easier to consume and act on a short-term goal rather than being overwhelmed with the long-term goal. All right, so with that, let's go on to the next point. The next point is about setting goals and objectives. So you have plans and now you're setting goals and objectives. And why is it important to have? Right. So as I said, without that, you're going to be losing out on the kind of direction that you have to progress. You will think that the obstacle that you have reached is actually a real obstacle, and you will not try to navigate around this, because if you do not have a plan, you are definitely going nowhere. All right, so that's the reason. And let me just give you a couple of realistic examples where this has happened with me multiple times. That's why I'm able to quote this. If there is a sale or something on Amazon or any e-commerce website, how many times have you actually gone on and bought only those things that you really really need, that are really essential? I just lost track of what I actually needed many of the times because of the distraction it causes, and I've just bought something that was totally unnecessary just because the sale was on. If you can relate to this, just type below if you have done this. Just there was a sale and you just went on and purchased something very random that you probably never used after that. All right, so that's the reason you need to have a plan. And how many times have you actually opened a browser to do a specific activity, maybe to pay a bill or something, but got distracted and ended up doing something very different? You just started browsing some web pages, you started watching some videos, and you are lost in the ever growing the flurry of emails that comes in, right? If that has happened, just comment below and let me know how many mails that you get on a daily basis in your personal account. I'm just interested to know. All right, so that's why it's important to have a plan. So now another reason is your goals, especially the short-term goals, allow you to course correct fast and take evasive actions. Even when you have a long-term goal, that will also help you to course correct. But when you have broken it down and have shorter goals, it's much faster. The decision that you make is going to be much useful and much faster, and you will definitely know if this is actually the destination you want to go or not. Even that decision can be made if you have shorter goals. All right. And the third reason is will reveal gap areas in your skill or understanding of certain policies and all those things. And the easiest way to know what your strengths are or your weaknesses are is to set a goal, let's say a 6-month goal. Don't set a very easy kind of a goal, a little difficult, something that you have never done before, and just go about doing it. That will reveal how many, what are your strengths, what kind of weaknesses that you have, what kind of mindset that you have, and if you have actually reached that goal or not. Okay, this is a great activity to do. So just try that out. And the fourth reason is gap in experiences and practical knowledge will anyway be revealed. So it will tell you if whatever you have learned is just bookish knowledge or if it is of use practically. For example, having gone through the education system for so many years, if you totally agree that you do not use too many things from what you learned through the traditional education system when it comes to planning and growing in your career, do leave me a comment, because I know for a fact that so many things that I've learned year after year after year, I don't even use them now. All right, so that's why it's very important that you have goals, and you will know whatever knowledge that you have, is it useful or not, and you will then try and figure out from whom you should learn these things. And that's where this idea of knowing and the seeking of knowledge will start after that. That's why it's very important you have these goals, objectives, and plan. So now let's say now you have it. So now how do you go about doing it, right? So you have a plan. Now how do you go about creating, setting goals and objectives? One of the very popular methodology of doing this is using a to-do list, where you have a list of tasks. Do not use to-do list for long-term goals, although it can be a parent kind of a task. Under that you can have lots of subtasks. A to-do list has to be something which you are going to check off on a daily basis, on even it can be something that you check off on an hourly basis. All right, so there are lots of applications that you can install on your mobile on your desktop, on your laptop, so that it's always there in front of you to remind you what is it that you have to work on. So keep checking off items of that list. It'll tell you easily on a day-to-day basis how the progress is happening. Make sure to check this list often to know what are the next 3 priority tasks in the list. So what I would recommend is to not have 100 tasks that needs to be done on a daily basis. Just have 3 top tasks that you need to achieve, and you need not even do this for 7 days in a week. You can just do this for 4 days, or let's say 5 days in a week, and by the end of the week you will have 12 to 15 tasks already completed. All right, so this is a cool hack that you can try out. Do not just overload your to-do list. The more you check off the list, the better your levels of motivation, and even biologically we'll have that dopamine shot whenever we check off those list items from that list, and that will motivate you to go on and grab on and just complete the next set of items in that list. All right, so that's how you do it once you have set your goals and objectives. Now let's come to the third part here. What to do next once you have set the goals and objectives, right? The next logical thing to do is you have a plan, you have set long-term goal, you have broken them down into short-term goals. Now let's say you have a weekly set of activities to do. You also know what is it that you have to accomplish on this very day. Now you can look at it in the long-term perspective and also in the short-term. So what are the skill sets that you will need to reach your 1-year target? So this becomes very clear now. All right, so now once you have the task broken down, you will really have clarity on what are the skill sets you will need to reach that 1-year target. So the next very important thing that you need to know is it's not just always about learning and learning and learning. There is tons and tons of information that's already out there. But what is it that's going to get you a result? What is it that's going to get you to that point where you want to reach? Is your experiential learning. All right, so learn and also do. Learn and keep doing it. So that's what is going to give you that necessary experience. Try your hands at freelancing. If you can spare a few hours of the weekend, even on a weekday, if you can spare 30 to 45 minutes, try your hands at freelancing. There are so many websites that offers freelancing opportunities, and you can definitely make some money. More than anything, you will gain those important skills and knowledge. The fourth point you can do is you can work for an NGO or a cause that you connect with. Through this, you can definitely gain some amazing experience and skills. So this is something you can definitely try out. Lots of people are doing this. Try becoming an entrepreneur, especially after the COVID era, where everyone have gone digital. This has become a super trend now. Solopreneurs and entrepreneurs have emerged now, and they need help. They need help from people who have that mindset to grow in their career, grow in their business, get into the next level in their life and career. So they also encourage people who want to help them and also learn along with them. So this is the age where you'll see a lot of entrepreneurs coming up. It's already happening, but you can try this out. You can reach out to people whom you really admire, someone who's doing some great work, someone who's building communities. You can become an entrepreneur, help them out with their daily task, offload some work from them. You will be learning some amazing things within a year that you never even imagined over your traditional education journey. All right, I can tell you that for sure. And the next thing is be part of the gig economy and do a few things that can help you express your areas of interest. For example, as I said, if you are an entrepreneur, you can help someone with video editing, social media content creation. You can help them with their coaching. Take care of some kind of activities. You can take part in a live event and help them out with organizing and all those things. And some events which which are priced at 2 lakhs or even 5 lakhs, people who just go there and volunteer, they learn so much out of it just free of cost. That's the power of being a volunteer and helping them out. So never underestimate this. And you can also be part of communities which are definitely creating a massive shift in the way we work, in the way we educate people. And if you want to be part of one such community, I would like to invite you into my live webinar, where I'll be sharing a path where you can make a decision to join this community, where I'm helping individuals, hopefully like you, who wants to grow in their career, who wants to evolve into a leader and keep growing in their corporate career. If that's something interests you, just check out the link and join. And the seventh point here is check if you have opportunities within your organization to swap roles. I think this is something which is really underrated, I would say, because now you are already adjusted to the company culture. You don't have to prove yourself all over again by moving out of the company. You can just do it within your organization and still take up certain roles and responsibilities that you have, that you can actually do, so that you can ultimately reach to that career vision that you have. All right, so that's the thing that I wanted to share. More such cool topics are coming up. So do leave a comment on what were your learnings, what are the kind of plans that you have over the next 1, 2, or 3 years. And also I have a 21-day goal writing challenge. Now that we're talking about career goal, it's going to help you get into the habit of writing goals. And the more you look at your goals on a daily basis, the more it's going to remind you on what is the path that you are trying to take up, or what is the plan that you have, and you will stay accountable to yourself in that journey. So if that's something that you want, check out the link and join this 21-day goal writing challenge. And again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching it to this moment. I know that if you're there till here, you're a serious learner. I would like to see your comments as well. And I want to definitely meet you and help you grow in your career. So thank you again. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.